1. How a realist hero rebuilt the kingdom. This is an anime, I just have to mention it as it's one of the anime that best epitomize this list. Kazuya Soma is sent to another world and to the kingdom of Elfrieden. The kingdom of Elfrieden is in dire straits, having a failing economy, food shortages, and increasing unhappiness among the citizens. So, the King Albert decides to abdicate the throne to Kazuya and engage him to his daughter. Kazuya then has the responsibility of running the kingdom. So, he puts together a team of the most gifted people in the kingdom and turns the situation around. All while avoiding enemies that don't want him in power and wish to seize power from him and the current ruling family. 2. Kami Katsu, working for God in a godless world. This anime has Yukito Urabe, who was in a cult his dad formed in his previous life, sacrificed to the god they worshipped Matama and sent to another world. In this world it is post-apocalyptic, and gods do not exist. The people are ruled over unknowingly by archons. Archons are people with supernatural power who keep the civilization in check. The humans live a very sheltered life, unable to live freely and even occasionally being eliminated to keep the population down. This is a great anime overall. It has world building, action, and strategy as Yukito decides to work with Matama. As being a god, she requires followers to contribute to her power. And Yukito thinks of various ways to win people over to give Matama power to fight archons. 3. Sweet Reincarnation. A genius pastry chef unfortunately passes away at the height of his ability. He is then transported to a fantasy world and reincarnated in hopes of fulfilling his dream of a land of sweets. However, he has to deal with the politics of the world, such as royalty, bandits, and making sure his fief flourishes. Pastry must navigate the pitfalls of politics while gaining all the necessary things he needs to make sweets. Because basic things like eggs, flour, sugar is not readily available. He must negotiate and think of new creative ways to get the ingredients. This is a fun anime, and if you haven't seen it, it's a great watch. Although it's not rebuilding a civilization as a whole, sweets contribute to civilizations, and he has to help rebuild his fief from a barren wasteland to a bountiful one using knowledge from the modern world. 4. Tsukimichi, Moonlit Fantasy. Makoto Misumi is a boy whose parents are from another world unknown to him. His parents have a contract with a god in the fantasy world Elysian. This contract involves him going to Elysian to serve as a hero. Unfortunately, when he gets there, the goddess deems him ugly and rejects him. He ends up gaining friends with supernatural monsters and creatures. He also befriends Tomoe, a power greater dragon with the power to make demi-planes. In the demi-planes, Makoto starts a civilization with the monsters and ends up as their leader. He also starts being a merchant, trading with surrounding kingdoms and villages. This anime contributes to the genre because he builds a civilization from scratch for monsters, and it's also a funny anime to watch. 5. Dr. Stone. I would be doing a disservice if I didn't mention Dr. Stone. I'm sure you've heard of it, but if you haven't, I would argue the success of this anime is the start of the recent civilization building anime genre. It perfectly epitomizes the genre as genius Senki Ashigami survives a petrification of the entire world. When he finally awakens thousands of years later, the world is in a primitive state. Senki must rebuild civilization using his genius, the talented people around him, and the resources of the land to invent devices long forgotten in their world we take for granted every day. This has everything the genre represents: the world-building aspect, a kind of skill tree needing to invent one thing to contribute to the invention of another machine, putting people in position to increase the civilization as a whole, and survival against the elements. If you haven't seen it yet, you just have to give it a try. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe and comment your favorite civilization building anime, and have a great day.